Hey everybody, so we're going to be getting some really cold weather here in Oklahoma in the next couple of days, and we've been working really hard here on the homestead to make sure that all our animals are prepared for this. We have chickens, turkeys, ducks, sheep, and rabbits currently, as well as like dogs and cats that we have to get ready for this. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing for each of the animals to get them ready. So the rabbits are actually probably the most time intensive thing that we have going on here, because the rabbits initially were in a like a hoop house type structure, but then we start moving them into the racks right here that you see, and we have trays underneath that collect like their poop and stuff like that for obviously farming purposes. And as you can see, they're pretty much just out here in the open. Now, they do have a roof that we can take on and off their cages. We just choose to have them, when it's sunny like this, off the cage so that they are getting more heat versus being in the shade. These over here, we had not yet moved into this kind of setup yet, just because they were still over in the other hutch. But what we had to do is, as you can see, we have cattle panel kind of set up around here, is we actually completely dismantled the old rabbit hutch and are now using this part of it for the walls and have completely redone everything. You can see that there's like a little doorway right here, and the way we have this set up too is that the doors don't perfectly align, and you see this one comes out a little bit farther and then this one's shorter, so that there is still like a windbreak. Basically, these rabbits are going to get tarp put around here so that they are blocked from the wind. Rabbits are typically good down to like 10 degrees or so, but with wind chill we're looking at -22. So we're going to be enclosing this in with tarps, and then getting just a temporary makeshift roof over the entire structure versus just over the individual cages themselves, and putting a heat lamp in here. And so the rabbits will have an enclosed area with a heat lamp. Also, you can see where I'm walking through, like this is pretty wide, like this is 2 people wide. And what can happen too is our dogs can come in here. This does not close, this stays open. Obviously there will be some heat that does escape, we're aware of that, but that's fine. But our dogs can now come in here and also lay down in the to get out of the cold. We live in a camper and we have large livestock guardian dogs. They're not going to be, there's one of them over there, there's Ezra. They're not going to be necessarily inside with us, but we have stuff set up for them to be able to get out of the cold as well too. Being LGDs, they are actually pretty dang good with cold weather, but you know, still want to take care of them. So this is the rabbit setup slash dogs slash if the ducks want to come in here too, they can. So basically all miscellaneous type animals. And let's talk a little bit about chickens. So I'm just going to talk briefly about the chickens and the sheep, because they're not super time intensive. They definitely don't take up as much time as what we were doing with the rabbits. So the chickens, they are in a mobile chicken coop right now. It's a chick saw, and we basically have it going around the property wherever the sheep have been. We have them kind of coming in behind them, obviously like break up the poop and things like that. And what we're doing is we are bringing the chickens up by our camper and going to connect a heat lamp into the chicken coop. So there is basically the back end of the chicken coop is wrapped in with roofing, so they do have a complete break from the wind and things like that. Also, being up by the camper where we're more in the tree line and everything, the wind won't be as intense up here as it would out in the field. So the chickens are going to be placed where the part of their cage that's enclosed will block the wind, and then they'll have the heat lamp. With the sheep are typically really good with cold. They just need a place to be able to get out of the cold. So we had a shade structure, like a hoop house type shade structure, that basically finally after 2 years of use broke. So we're building a new one. My husband and one of the guys that lives here on the property with us right now, they're both going to be working on that here when my husband gets home from work. And it's basically a structure that's big enough it'll block the wind. It will keep them covered, so with snow and rain and stuff like that, the sheep won't get wet. And then they'll be able to stay out of the weather if they want to, and if they want to go out and graze, they can. We are putting them in a brand new paddock that's got a ton of grass in it right now so that they stay warmer, because with ruminant type animals, if you have them fed properly, like to where they're eating, that fermentation process that's going on in their stomach will actually help to keep them warmer. And so we're going to have them in a paddock with a bunch of grass that they can eat, and have that food for them. So chickens basically getting a heat lamp, sheep getting a structure to keep them out of the weather / lots of food, and then the rabbits are getting set up with a heat lamp area, and same with like the dogs, and our cats will be coming inside with us. But all our animals will be taken care of. They'll have a place to go where it's warm. They'll have a place to go to stay out of the weather. And it's only supposed to be like one night where it's really, really cold. And we've actually gotten good news that the wind is not supposed to be as intense as it was originally planned to be. So that's a good thing as well too. So we're just getting ready, getting prepped, getting everything ready for some cold weather. But this is what life is like on the homestead. All right, hope you all have a great day. Bye.